Today we show that if S1 and S2 are two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial fx over a field k, then there is an k isomorphism from S1 onto S2. In our previous module, we introduced splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial fx over k, and recall that if fx is a non-constant polynomial over k, then fx may have several splitting fields over k. So, it is natural to try for some relationship between the splitting fields. From the examples of splitting fields, it is clear to us that uniqueness of splitting fields cannot be established. So, what to do in this case? Here we show that there is an k isomorphism between any two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial fx over a field k. For this, let me first introduce a new notion, namely conjugates over a field k. Let f over k be a field extension and alpha beta belongs to f be algebraic over k. Then these two elements alpha and beta of k are said to be conjugates over k if they have the same minimal polynomial over k. As an example, consider the extension C over Q and two elements cube root of 2 and cube root of 2 omega in C, where omega is one of the complex cube roots of unity. Then x cube minus 2 is the minimal polynomial of cube root of 2 and as well as of cube root of 2 omega over q. Note that these two are roots of the polynomial x cube minus 2. This polynomial is irreducible over q as well as monic. Hence, this polynomial becomes the minimal polynomial of these two elements in C. Hence, we can say that cube root of 2 and cube root of 2 omega are conjugates over q. Now, we show that cube root of 2 and omega are not conjugates over q, since cube root of 2 has the minimal polynomial x cube minus 2 over q, whereas the minimal polynomial of omega is x square plus x plus 1. Thus, the minimal polynomials of cube root of 2 and omega are not the same. Hence, these two are not conjugates over q. Next, we show that to say conjugates, it is very important the field over which we mean to be conjugates. Note that cube root of 2 and cube root of 2 omega are conjugates over q. Now, we show that cube root of 2 and cube root of 2 omega are not conjugates over R, because cube root of 2 is an element of R and hence its minimal polynomial over R is x minus cube root of 2, whereas cube root of 2 omega has the minimal polynomial x cube minus 2. Thus, cube root of 2 and cube root of 2 omega, though they are conjugates over q but not conjugates over R. Now we give an equivalent condition for two algebraic elements alpha and beta to be conjugates over K, and this is in terms of K isomorphism. Recall that if K alpha and K beta are two extensions of K, then an isomorphism sigma from K alpha to K beta is said to be a K isomorphism if sigma maps the element of K as an identity mapping, that is, restriction of sigma over K becomes the identity mapping on K. Let F over K be a field extension and alpha beta belongs to F be algebraic over K. Then they are conjugates over K if and only if there is a K isomorphism sigma from K alpha onto K beta, which maps alpha into beta. To prove, first assume that there is a K isomorphism sigma from K alpha into K beta such that sigma alpha is equal to beta. We prove that alpha and beta have the same minimal polynomial over K. Suppose Px be the minimal polynomial of alpha over K and Qx be that of beta. Note that alpha and beta have minimal polynomials over K because both of them are algebraic over K. Now to show that Px and Qx are identical, let Px be the polynomial x to the power m plus k1 x to the power m minus 1 plus so on plus kn. Since this is minimal polynomial of alpha, so P alpha is equal to 0, that is alpha to the power m plus k1 alpha to the power m minus 1 plus so on plus km minus 1 alpha plus km is equal to 0. Now we show that P beta is also 0, that is beta is a root of Px also. Now P beta is equal to beta to the power m plus k1 beta to the power m minus 1 plus so on plus km minus 1 beta plus km, which is equal to sigma alpha to the power m, because sigma is such that sigma alpha is equal to beta. So let us replace beta by sigma alpha and we get sigma alpha to the power m plus k1 sigma alpha to the power m minus 1 plus so on plus km. Since sigma is a homomorphism, sigma alpha to the power m becomes sigma of alpha to the power m and sigma alpha to the power m minus 1 becomes sigma of alpha to the power m minus 1. And since sigma is a K isomorphism, so we have K1 is equal to sigma K1 and Km minus 1 is equal to sigma Km minus 1 and Km is equal to sigma m. And ultimately we get sigma of alpha to the power m plus K1 alpha to the power m minus 1 plus so on plus Km, that is sigma of P alpha, but P alpha is equal to 0, and since sigma is a homomorphism, it maps 0 into 0. So we get P beta is equal to 0. We have Qx to be the minimal polynomial of beta over K, and this shows that Px is a polynomial of which beta is a root. In this case, we know that the minimal polynomial qx divides px, and hence we have some hx in kx such that px is equal to qx into hx. Since every minimal polynomial is irreducible, so px is irreducible, hence either qx is a unit or hx is a unit. But qx is the minimal polynomial of beta over k, and hence it is a non-constant polynomial and irreducible. So qx cannot be a unit, and hence hx is a unit. Suppose hx is equal to a, and hence we get px is equal to a into qx. Compare the coefficients of their leading terms. Since both px and qx are monic, this implies that a is equal to 1, and finally we get px is equal to qx, that is, the minimal polynomial of alpha is same as the minimal polynomial of beta. For the converse, assume that alpha and beta have the same minimal polynomial over k. We have to establish a k isomorphism from k alpha onto k beta, which maps alpha into beta. Recall that if mx is the minimal polynomial of alpha over k, then the field k alpha is isomorphic to the quotient field kx by ideal generated by mx. Suppose phi k alpha into kx by ideal generated by mx is defined by phi f alpha is equal to fx plus ideal generated by mx. Then this phi is an isomorphism, and the definition shows that phi is also a k isomorphism. Similarly, sigma as defined here is also a k isomorphism. Now consider sigma equal to psi inverse composition phi. Then this is a mapping from k alpha into k beta, and being a composition of two k isomorphisms, sigma is also a k isomorphism. Also, sigma alpha is equal to beta. Thus, the result follows. Here, actually, we show that any two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial fx over k are isomorphic as a corollary of a more general result, for which we need to generalize the notion of conjugates. We will take two fields k and k dashed which are isomorphic, and if sigma is an isomorphism from k into k dashed, this will induce an isomorphism sigma star from the polynomial ring kx into k dashed x, and in this way we will generalize the notion of conjugates in the following fashion. Sigma star from kx into k dashed x is defined by sigma star k0 x to the power n plus k1 x to the power n minus 1 plus so on plus kn is equal to sigma k0 x to the power n plus sigma k1 x to the power n minus 1 plus so on plus sigma kn. For the sake of simplicity, we denote sigma star by sigma and sigma star fx by f star x. Now, we show that this sigma star from the polynomial ring Kx into the polynomial ring K dash x is an isomorphism, and the most important is that a polynomial Px is irreducible over K if and only if the corresponding polynomial P star x in K dash x is irreducible over K dash, and if Mx is the minimal polynomial of beta belongs to F, an extension of K, and suppose beta dash belongs to F dash, an extension of K dash is a root of M star x, then M star x is also the minimal polynomial of beta dash over K dash. Now, to prove that sigma star is an isomorphism, actually it follows almost directly from the fact that sigma from K into K dash is an isomorphism. To check that sigma star is 1 to 1, consider two polynomials fx and gx over K, and suppose that they are C0 plus C1x plus so on plus Cnx to the power n and D0 plus D1x plus so on plus Dmx to the power n. Now, sigma star fx is equal to sigma star gx implies sigma C0 plus sigma C1x plus so on plus sigma Cnx to the power n is equal to sigma D0 plus sigma D1x plus so on plus sigma Dm x to the power m. Since Cn has been assumed to be the leading coefficient of fx, so Cn is non-zero, and similarly Dm is non-zero. And since sigma is an isomorphism, so sigma Cn and sigma Dm are also non-zero. Then comparing degrees of these two polynomials, we get m is equal to n, and comparing the corresponding coefficients, we get sigma Ci is equal to sigma Di for every I is equal to 1, 2 up to n. Then from the 1 to 1ness of sigma, we get Ci is equal to Di, and hence fx and gx are the same polynomials. Thus, sigma star is 1 to 1. The proofs of the facts that sigma star is onto and sigma star is a homomorphism is similar, and hence we left the proofs. Thus, sigma star is an isomorphism. Now, to show that if Px is irreducible over K, then P dash x is also irreducible over K dash. Let P dash x be an irreducible polynomial over K, and suppose that P star x is not irreducible over K dash. So, there are non-constant polynomials, say f dash x and g dash x over K dash such that sigma star Px is equal to product of f dash x and g dash x. Since sigma star is onto, so there are non-constant polynomials fx and gx over K such that f dash x is equal to sigma star fx and g dash x is equal to sigma star gx. Then we get sigma star Px is equal to sigma star Fx and sigma star Gx, which is equal to sigma star Fx into Gx. This implies from the fact that sigma star is 1 to 1 that Px is equal to Fx into Gx. Since Fx and Gx are non-constant polynomials, they are both non-units, and this contradicts that Px is irreducible, and thus it follows that sigma star Px or P star x is irreducible over K dash. The converse part follows trivially. Now we show that m star x is the minimal polynomial of beta dash, where mx is the minimal polynomial of beta and m star x is sigma star mx. The irreducibility of m star x follows from 2, and m star x is monic, which follows from the definition of sigma star. Thus, m star x becomes a monic and irreducible polynomial over K dash, of which beta dash is a root. Hence, m star x becomes the minimal polynomial of beta dash. Using these elementary deductions, in the following result we generalize the notion of conjugates. To state formally, let sigma k to k dash be an isomorphism and Px be an irreducible polynomial over K. If beta is a root of Px and beta dash is that of P star x, then sigma can be extended to an isomorphism sigma tilde from K beta into K dash beta dash, such that sigma tilde beta is equal to beta dash. Now consider the mappings phi from K beta into Kx by ideal generated by Px defined by phi f beta is equal to fx plus ideal generated by Px, and define sigma similarly. Then these two are isomorphisms. In fact, phi is a K isomorphism and psi is a K dashed isomorphism. Now define theta from Kx by ideal generated by Px into K dashed x by ideal generated by P star x by theta fx plus ideal generated by Px is equal to f star x plus ideal generated by P star x. Now we show that theta is an isomorphism. For this, first we have to check that theta is well defined. At the same time, we will show that theta is 1 to 1 also. Suppose fx and gx are two polynomials over k, then theta fx plus ideal generated by px is equal to theta gx plus ideal generated by px if and only if f star x plus ideal generated by p star x is equal to g star x plus ideal generated by p star x, which implies that sigma fx minus gx is equal to sigma px into some h dash x from k dash x, which is equivalent to fx minus gx is equal to px into hx. Since sigma is onto, we have some hx such that sigma of hx is equal to h dash x, and then we use 1 to 1ness of sigma star. This is equivalent to fx minus gx belongs to the ideal generated by px, and hence fx plus ideal generated by px is equal to gx plus ideal generated by px. Thus it follows that theta is well defined as well as 1 to 1. That theta is onto and it is a homomorphism follows directly, and hence theta is an isomorphism. Thus we have three isomorphisms, namely phi, theta and psi inverse. Take sigma tilde as the composition of psi inverse, theta and phi. Then this is a mapping from k beta into k dashed beta dashed, and being a composition of isomorphisms, sigma tilde is an isomorphism. Also note that sigma tilde beta is equal to beta dashed. Thus we get our required isomorphism satisfying the given condition. Now we are ready to establish an isomorphism between splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial fx. As I have mentioned earlier, first we prove a general result. Let sigma k onto k dashed be an isomorphism and fx be a non-constant polynomial over k. If S is a splitting field of fx over k and S dashed is that of f star x over k dashed, then there is an isomorphism tau from S onto S dashed such that tau restricted to k is the sigma. That is, tau is an extension of sigma. We prove this result by induction on the degree of the extension S over k. If the degree of the extension S over k is 1, then S is equal to k, and so fx is a product of linear factors in kx. Hence f star x is also a product of linear factors over k dashed, and it follows that S dashed is equal to k dashed. So in this case we take tau equal to sigma and the result follows. Now make our induction hypothesis that the result is true for all degree of the extension S over K less than n. Let degree of the extension S over K be equal to n, which is greater than 1. Since this is greater than 1, so f(x) cannot split into linear factors over k. That is, f(x) has an irreducible factor, say p(x) of degree at least 2. Take a root alpha from S of p(x) and a root beta of p star x from S dash. Then from the previous result, we have an isomorphism sigma tilde from k alpha into k dashed beta, such that the restriction of sigma tilde to k is equal to sigma. Now, S is also can be treated as a splitting field of f(x) over k alpha, and S dash can be treated as a splitting field of f star x over k dashed beta. Then the degree of the extension S over k alpha is equal to degree of the extension of S over k by degree of the extension k alpha over k. Actually, this follows from the Tower rule, and since p(x) is of degree at least 2, so degree of the extension k alpha over k is greater than equal to 2, and hence it follows that the degree of the extension S over k alpha is less than degree of the extension S over k. This shows by the induction hypothesis that there is an isomorphism tau from S onto S dash, which extends sigma tilde and hence extends sigma. Now, as a corollary of this result, it follows that any two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial f(x) over k are isomorphic. Actually, here we take k dashed to be k and the identity mapping on k as sigma, and the result follows. Thus, in this module and its previous module, we have characterized the splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial. Firstly, we proved that if f(x) is a non-constant polynomial over a field k, then k has an extension f on which f(x) splits into linear factors. Among such fields, we have pointed out some particular minimal fields which we call splitting fields, and you see that a non-constant polynomial f(x) may have several splitting fields, and in the present module we have established that any two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial are isomorphic.